Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today I want to talk to you about decluttering your mind because it's the key to a more focused life. So decluttering has become a buzzword over the last number of years, and for good reason. So we're constantly being told to declutter our homes, our closets, our digital lives, and that is much of what I talk about on a lot of these videos. But what about decluttering our minds? So mental decluttering is just as important, if not more, because it's actually the foundation upon which we build our entire lives. So when our minds are cluttered, we feel stuck, we feel unable to focus, think clearly, or make progress towards our goals. But when we declutter our minds, we free up that mental space to focus, to be more productive, and to live a happier, more fulfilling, and more focused life. So stress, anxiety, and overwhelm are just a few of the challenges that we face when our minds are overloaded. So in this video, I'll share practical strategies to help you break through from that cycle of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and paralyzed with indecision. So having that never-ending to-do list that makes you feel unproductive and like a failure, or struggling to focus, feeling distracted and unable to complete even the tiniest daily tasks. So, but here's the good news. What if I told you it is possible to learn how to simplify your life so you can focus on what matters most to you, quiet that noise in your head, and also to live that happier, more focused life? So here are some signs that you might be struggling with mental clutter. This is very near and dear to me because I actually experienced it myself this last week as I was writing this article and creating this video. So it's pretty fresh in my mind too. But the signs that you're struggling are you're constantly starting new tasks without finishing the old ones, excessive amount of worry, overthinking and overanalyzing, and then ongoing negative self-talk. That means I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, and then difficulty focusing and getting easily distracted. So you go from one thing to next, your mind is racing, it jumps from one thought to the next. And then also feeling stuck or in a rut. So those are some signs that you might be struggling with mental clutter. And so what are the causes of mental clutter? So one is indecisiveness and failure to make decisions. So when you think about it, clutter is actually a deferred decision. You forget to, or you don't forget, you just choose not to pick up your clothes at night or put them in the dirty laundry. So that's failure to make a decision, and that causes clutter. So also unrealistic expectations and deadlines, an overpacked to-do list, or unresolved emotions and issues. So a lot of people carry guilt around with them. They carry anger. And then there's also a cause for mental clutter is just lack of productivity. I found this to be very insightful for me because if I don't get a lot done in one day, I feel unproductive. And that does cause a lot of mental clutter. So what is that impact of mental clutter then? Number one, it decreases your productivity. So that's the opposite effect. It hinders your focus. And it also drains your energy and your motivation. And a lot of people are impacted by just poor sleep or poor self-care. And also it promotes forgetfulness. And then it increases that anxiety and that overwhelm and also the stress. So there are some strategies to declutter your mind and live more focused. And I'm going to go over these with you because I did them myself and it does work. So number one is just take time, set time aside to sit quietly and reflect on your thoughts and your emotions and identify those areas that you feel stuck and where you want to make progress. So prioritize what matters and then create a vision for the life that you want in those areas. And the second one is to dump your thoughts. And this is really important. I like to use just paper, so I use a journal to write down my thoughts and my emotions that are draining you, and acknowledge what's holding you back. So a few examples of that might be, and these are used for prompts, I'm so frustrated because I can't focus on anything and I can't get anything done. or I'm overwhelmed because my to-do list never ends, or I feel guilty and stressed about my messy house. I hear this a lot. And then I missed an important deadline at work because I'm so disorganized, or I'm constantly worried about money, or I feel stuck in a job that I dislike and feel unfulfilled. So when you write in your journal, you're really just dump anything that comes to mind. And what happens then is you start to notice some common themes. And that's the next step is, so most mental clutter revolves around work, relationships, money, and productivity. An example there might be, I get stressed when I don't feel productive. That's me. I get overwhelmed when my to-do list is too long, or I feel anxious when I think about my ex. So that has to do with relationships. Or I struggle to sleep when I'm worried, and then I beat myself up when I don't reach my goals. And then the next step would be to recognize the unhelpful habits, or the habits that keep popping up. So an example there might be, when I'm stressed, I eat junk food. When I'm distracted, I waste a lot of time on social media. And then when I'm overwhelmed, I avoid making decisions. And then when I'm unproductive, I spiral into negative self-talk. So you can take control of those thoughts and actions. And I guess then the next step would be to say, what's one thing that you could do right now to feel more in control? So one is to make decisions and take actions. As imperfect as it might be, it's better to take some action. So clutter is that series of postponed decisions, so stop postponing. So if you're stressed about your messy house, just take one drawer, one shelf, one closet, whatever it takes, but take some action. And then and make a decision. The next is to shift your mindset. So focus on solutions, not on the problems. And then another one is to let go of what's holding you back. So decide what no longer serves you, and then just release it. So it could be those negative comments that you keep hearing in your head. Just try to find a way. I think of a whack-a-mole, just whack it back down. Decide that it's not serving you to say, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. All of those things are negative, and it is definitely holding you back. Another one is to set realistic expectations and timelines. So often, we create these wonderful expectations and goals and also timelines, but then, we get frustrated because they're unrealistic and they're not really tenable. So just instead do small steps, because small steps still count as progress. And then number 5 is to limit your to-do list. So the thing about to-do lists, you can always add more later. But what's better than just checking off, 3 or 4 items on your to-do list? Feel good about that. And then if you want to add some more, you can. And then another step in this taking control of your thoughts and your actions is to face the unresolved emotions. So don't let them fester, just address them head on. So if you're angry, every time you think about your ex, just again, use that whack-a-mole method and just whack it down and say, this is not serving me, I've got to stop. And then think about something more positive, go take a walk or whatever. And then number 7 is let go of the things you can't control. So make peace with what's beyond your influence. So oftentimes we try to solve everything and we really can't, so why try? So the next step then is to maintain a clutter-free mind. How do you do that? So it is going to always creep back, that's because we're human, but having strategies in place will help you clear them more quickly and also to help you get back on track. So I'm a very strong proponent of keeping a journal, and just even on a daily basis, just take a few minutes to jot down. It helps you track your thoughts and your emotions. So notice those reoccurring themes, the habits, the patterns, and learn to separate the noise from what truly matters. So if you are constantly, worried about something, just try to figure out how you can, that if that's a reoccurring pattern, try to figure out how you can stop worrying so much. The second is to practice mindfulness. So when you focus on the present moment and what's most important to you, you can prioritize one thing at a time. So mindfulness strategies include self-care, so exercise, eat well, get enough sleep, time outdoors, getting that fresh air and that sunshine, and then also just finding something daily that is fun. Do something that makes you happy and makes you laugh. And then center yourself. So clarify what truly matters to you. And if you do this on a regular basis, it pulls you right back towards center. Then revisit your goals. So adjust and reprioritize your goals as needed. Sometimes they're way too big. Maybe they're too small. But keep adjusting and reprioritizing your goals. And that will help you declutter your mind. And then set boundaries. We all know about boundaries, but saying no is a good word, and it honors your needs. And then another one is to create a new vision. So make space for what's possible. And then be kind to yourself and practice that self-compassion, and also let go of perfection. Focus on intention, not perfection. So there is freedom when you have a decluttered mind. So when you take back control of your thoughts, when you open yourself up to a life of clarity, peace, and fulfillment, decluttering your mind lifts that weight and that mental overload, and it allows you to see things more clearly, to distinguish what truly matters, or whether they're just mere distractions. It helps you to focus on joy and purpose and prioritize what brings you happiness and fulfillment. And also it makes you feel lighter and happier and living the life that you deserve. So the bottom line is when your mind is cluttered, it can feel like you have 100 browser tabs open and you can never really quite shut them. And whatever it may be, mental clutter is real, and it holds us back from living the lives that we truly want and living our best lives. And it is easy to get caught up in that flood of thoughts, emotions, and responsibilities that we face every day. But clearing the mental clutter isn't just about eliminating the negative thoughts. It's about making space for what truly matters to you. I hope this helps.